What's up? The closer I get to the road, the louder it gets. But like literally, I don't know why, but the sun is just beautifully set right here. So it's like I feel like I should go right here, but I don't know what I'm thinking because I don't talk that loud. So that's not gonna work. That plan isn't really gonna work. Well, it might work for a little bit. So it looks like there's a bunch of ants right there. So hello, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Let me just wipe it a little bit. Hopefully you could see. My lens is kind of trash because yeah, so I guess it just needs to be faced. So today we're going to be talking about totems. Totems. And what are they? What is a totem? Does anybody know? Welcome to the chat. I can't see anything if you're saying anything. Welcome. Looks like these really loud cars come by. But today I'm going to be discussing totems and what they truly are. So I'm reading a book called Earth Medicines. I'm actually really buzzing through it. Now I could have been done, but like, of course, you know, what's life without a tiny bit of procrastination? But I'm gonna get into what totems are from the information from this book. Okay? And I'm here to really basically debunk people's fear towards a lot of things. And that's what I'm gonna just do some topics on, like a lot of controversial type of topics, and just kind of debunk the fear so that there isn't a fear, there's just a knowing, like, oh, I know what that is. I don't agree with it, but I know what that is. I know it's not evil. It's just a different way of looking at something. It's a different perspective of something. That's what that is. So that's what I'm here to do. So today we're going to be talking about totems. So I'm going to go to the exact page where they first were talking about what totems are. And so basically this book touches on how shamans... Thank you. You like my hair? Have you heard of this book called Earth Medicines? So this book basically discussing about the... like where originally a lot of things, the root of a lot of things have come from the Native Americans. And it dives into the moon, the sun, how their perspectives on things, how they looked at everything as it's separate thing, but it's one, but how the personality of the animal is also the same personality that can be also connected with a human. And so that's where totems come. So basically I just make this video 10 times easier. Anybody here know where a totem? I'm from Maryland. Anybody know what a totem is? Or have you ever used totems before? You've never heard of Maryland? Have anybody ever used totems before or know what it is? Okay, so basically a totem is those things sometimes when you go into restaurants or... yeah, I specifically see them at restaurants. You might see them at temples. But it'll be like... it's typically a square or rectangular long shaped animal sculpture. And it can look kind of human-like it has a face. But it's representing the animal's essence. And it also can be representing who the animal is like. So this book is also diving into how the Native Americans put together the different seasons correlating with the different people born in different months. right? We're not getting into like what America has like poured into our faces all throughout social media, where the zodiac's like, oh, what's your zodiac? Oh, I don't like Gemini's because da 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 da. No, 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 no. We're not getting into that with BS, opinionated type of stuff that doesn't have any concrete evidence to it. We're talking about the essence of, okay, you being born at this time around this season, it correlates with someone else as well. These type of people tend to have certain type of attributes that makes them better at being this type of leader, or this type of leader, or this type of builder, or this type of introvert. So that's basically what the totems are. The totems are like zodiac signs, basically, but looking at it through a more nature aspect, a more tangible aspect. It's a lot easier to watch a cat and then look at a human and then analyze and see how the cat and the human have the same correlations, how they both do the same similar things. And then you can be like, oh, this person's like a cat. Okay, wait, what year is the cat? You look up, okay, what did the Native Americans represent the cat as? Or what did the Egyptians represent the cat as? But I look up multiple things like, what did the Native Americans think of the cats? What did the Egyptians think of the cats? What did the Germans think of the cats? What did everybody think of cats? What type of information did everybody think of cats? And what perspective did they all think of cats? Because I feel like it's quite dumb to go off of just one perspective. I feel like the whole point of evolution is to be able to take multiple ideas and see how each idea can combine and create something that is what the answer is, or something that it could be very beneficial for us all combined together. I love to see I see older generation trying to stream despite their age. What the heck is he talking about? I am in my 20s. You saw glasses and you assumed I was older. Anyways, do you deal in black magic, miss? Do you know what black magic even is? Moseberg, do you know what black magic is? Since he brought up the topic of black magic, let's talk about that as well. I was actually discussing that with somebody yesterday, and we were talking about crystals and how they don't believe that crystals have any type of, they're as pointless as a rock. Well, that's why you don't cast your pearls to swine, because if every single rock was the same as another rock, as a regular rock right here, if this crystal is the same value of this rock, then in our life we would look at each individual person as the same thing as well. It's the same thing as life. Some people shine like this and some people shine like this, but you can polish this to look just as pretty as this, but it will never be this. It will never be this. But at the end of the day, as you can physically see, they are both in physical form of vibration, of frequency. One has a clear vibration, a clarity to it. The other is just all the materials and sediment and dirt that's been piled up naturally from the earth, just regularly placed anywhere. It's everywhere, but you can't get a quartz crystal everywhere. And so I kind of went on a tangent. Yes, we were talking about crystals as well and how crystals are important. And I was just saying, like, don't cast your pearls to swine, because, if crystals are nothing, then don't buy your wife a diamond ring. Don't buy your wife pearls. Don't wear pearls. Don't wear diamonds. Don't wear emeralds. Don't wear all the precious gemstones that you all love to wear, because, God forbid, that's just garbage. Why would they charge you almost $10,000 for a majority of those beautiful stones or materials? Because they know the value of them and they know what can be harnessed from them as well. You might not know, and you might not know how to tap into that, but they don't care. You still gonna pay for it because they know, and you might not know. So we were talking about black magic. So me and this person, we were talking about crystals, we were talking about that, but then also going back into what is black magic. So I told them, okay, black magic is only capable of physically and mentally attacking you if you allow it to mentally and physically attack you. Only way there is a door open unless I allow the door to be open. And the only way that door is open is through fear. Let's not forget, in Monsters Inc., how did they get the juice? How did they get the company continue to grow? Through fear, people. So a lot of the things on this planet, yeah, there might be programs set up to set you up for failure. Yeah, there might be black magic, people doing stupid stuff everywhere. Yeah, somebody might put some powder in the floor, you step on it, oh my God, you're gonna be casted swine, I don't know, for the rest of your life. That's all mental though. Because if I don't believe in your magic can't work. If I believe that my magic is more powerful than you, through light, through Yeshua, then your magic is weak. Then your magic is just science, and it's just you having fun with acknowledging that, yes, this earth is more to it than what meets the eye. So that's what I think of black magic. Beware of staring into the abyss, for it stares back at you. Moss, why aren't you answering my question? Like, why aren't you telling me what you think black magic is? Because you aren't. And beware of staring into the abyss, for it stares back at you. Was that supposed to be like poetic or something? Because I like staring at nothing sometimes. Sometimes staring at people is quite exhausting, because people just want to always be entertained or something. So sometimes staring at nothing, the abyss, is what is needed. So what are you talking about? Anyways, what are we all talking about? Sometimes that's really the point. What is anybody talking about? Everybody is on this earth, and we're all just as clueless. We're all just as trying to figure it out, and we're all just discovering that, hey, we each have emotions, we each have souls, and we're discovering what makes us feel good, what doesn't make us feel good. We're discovering some people are more evil than good. And then we're discovering that some people are more controlling and manipulated than others, and they're better at it than others, because a lot of the time, I think when people are trying to really persuade me into certain things, the root of it is slavery. Really, that's really how I think. I think the root of people trying to see if I can convince you to believe what I believe, or if I can, if they get to the point where it angers them, or they can't be around you, they can't even coexist with you. I think it has to do with slavery, because I feel like every majority of humans like the idea of having control over someone else, having power over someone else, because in reality, you don't really have that much power. It's kind of an illusion. The government or whatever, or higher than government, has all the power over you. Like, if you don't pay your bills tomorrow, you could get kicked out. That's pretty powerful. For whoever put that system and combined it together, that's pretty powerful to keep you in a state of, oh, I better do what they're telling me I have to do. That's a lot of power. And most people will never have access to that type of power. And most people don't have that power. And that type of power is very psychologically pressure. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on most people. Because most people have a nervous system that is very not together, not the healthiest. Even my nervous system sometimes is out of whack. I could feel it sometimes. I could feel it depending on my posture. So a thing is also you can die from your nervous system not being healthy, and it's actually the quickest way, guaranteed way you could die. One of, and I only know that because someone I love passed away from something like that, and then that made me realize if you could pass away from the nervous system, I mean you could pretty much pass away, I'm pretty sure, from like anything being out of whack. But that just shows how important the nervous system is, because it's almost a guaranteed death. Ain't that crazy, guys? I went on a kind of a tangent. I talked about a little bit of a few things. I'm not gonna make this video too long since it's my first day back for a while and I don't have the best lighting. But today we discuss a little bit about totems, how totems are representations of animals, but the animals are representations of the personalities of humans. We talked a little bit about crystals. There's so much to talk about when it comes to crystals. Like there's gonna be books upon books when it comes to crystals. And then we talked about magic, and then we talked about the nervous system. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of out of whack, but do state your opinion, how you feel about something. This is a community where I want everybody to share exactly how they feel and what they think, because like I said before in the beginning, only way to evolve is through multiple ideas being combined into an idea that can help all the ideas in one. All right, bye guys.